everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. Today we are reviewing a SummerSlam, I should say, from WWE. The last single day SummerSlam as we know it. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, wrestling, everything in between. Deadpool review. If it's not out already, make sure to go check it out. He'll have that out for you soon. And with that, we'll just jump right into the show. But before we do, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you click the share, subscribe, leave a comment. It helps the algorithm, helps get more people viewing our wrestling reviews. So SummerSlam 2024. Triple H opens the show, and who's Jelly Roll?
Some fat country singer.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't care for him. I don't know who that was.
I haven't listened to the radio in like at least 5 years, so I have no idea anything about what's new on the radio.
Yeah. We'll go right into the show. Trips opens the show, then we start with our first match. 7 matches. This is a pretty long card for WWE.
Yeah.
And if they spaced it out a little bit better, this could have been a perfectly timed show with just the right amount of matches.
Did you say if they spaced them out a little better? No, if they put them together a little better.
That's what I mean by spacing it together a little better. Spacing it a little better.
The first, before we even talk about this, the first 3 matches are done within an hour, which normally
and we still have 3 hours on the show.
I'd be like, that's normal. At watching an AEW show or whatever, the 3 matches on a pay-per-view being about an hour, I'm not super mad about that. But when you find out each one of the matches is only like 10 minutes long, okay, the first 2 matches are so short that I was absolutely baffled by how short they were.
And they cut the second match because of timing restrictions. They said they were going to run out of time. That's why the match was cut. And we'll get to it when we get to it. But the first match, it's Liv Morgan defending the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. I hate the start of this match with the rolling in and rolling out of the ring. They wasted 5 minutes doing the roll in and roll out.
Especially considering the match was only like 10 minutes long.
15, but yes.
That they did. I'm not counting 15 here because it felt so short. I was like, okay.
But it's still 5 minutes of rolling in and out of the ring and 10 minutes of wrestling. Take away another 3 minutes of shenanigans.
I don't know. It is what it is. I hate this story. I think it's the dumbest story we've told in a long time.
I hate Liv Morgan with a passion.
No, I'm gonna have to murder you. So I don't. This is the thing I don't specifically like about WWE, that I don't understand who other adults my age are like this, because when we talk to them about storylines, it's fine if there's anything else that you like, because the writing generally on WWE is fine. Yeah. But when you like these specific storylines that are so stupid, and this is what's carrying you to come back and watch this, is very scary to me. It's very scary to me. You might as well watch like a children's YouTube channel.
Yeah, because this was not one of Liv's best matches.
No, this match was pretty good overall, I think. I think that this is the best I've seen Liv Morgan in a long time. She actually competently held up a match. She was very good at selling for the first time. She sold so good for Rhea.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I've already been a big fan of Liv. I think that Liv had a lot of potential. I've never not been a fan of hers. I just think there was this very weird period from after she won the title and everyone celebrated finally the underdog won to winning the title back, where it was just like stale match after stale match after stale match. And it wasn't necessarily that she sucked. It was just WWE didn't understand how to use her. The reason that people liked her is because of what Liv was doing. But then when she won the title, WWE didn't know what to do with her with the title. And like, I don't hate it. I think Rhea's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't care for Dom. I like the Judgment Day story as a whole, what's happening, but I think the Liv and Dom story is just stupid. It's just really stupid and childish, I don't get it.
And it's not believable.
I mean, I get it, but I understand what you're saying. 1,000% I understand what you're saying.
If you're watching it as a TV show, like, for example, watching a TV show and you know such and such an actor and such an actor are together in the show, but they're not together in real life because we know so-and-so's married to so-and-so and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be not TV show, but it's supposed to be real as you try and still keeping up kayfabe. It doesn't work.
I'm already calling it. This is going to be one of those situations where both of these people are going to break up with whoever they're with and end up dating each other in real life. This is
like a
this is
Sammy
yeah.
Guevara.
This is one of those exact situations where it's like if I'm the husband or wife at home, I'm like concerned about
Well,
this storyline. It's getting too
Is
real.
Liv still with Bo Dallas?
I hope not, because he's trash.
She was with him for the longest time, and Dominic literally just got married.
I'm pretty sure she's single. I don't know for sure. It also doesn't really matter to me. I just here for the
Yeah,
wrestling. I don't think this match was that bad. I thought this match was highly entertaining, and I'm sorry that you didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I did not like this match at all. But then again, I have this disdain for Liv.
It's fair.
Yeah. With that, we'll move into our next match. Liv does retain, by the way. Let's talk about the finish of this match. Dominic throws in a chair and distracts the referee. Liv does the oblivion onto the chair, and Dom turns on Rhea Ripley and is now with Liv.
Okay, you flubbed one attempt to get in the way. You got caught by getting in the way accidentally because Liv Morgan used you as a decoy.
Mm-hmm.
So when the thing happened at the end, it didn't feel like Dom was helping her. It just felt like whatever. And then at the very end, when they walk off together, I was like, okay, what? I watched it again, and I
especially
still
especially after the fact that Dom tells Rhea this is not how you can't win a championship like this.
yeah, and I watched it again, that whole sequence, to try and explain to myself how did the turn happen, and it's still not there.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just
still
Dom
not
being
there.
stupid.
Yeah, but somehow that caused the turn. Like, I'm so stupid, I turned.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And fun little fact, the Haktua girl was there during this match.
Yeah, she should be.
Yeah. But Dom's gonna leave Liv for the Haktua girl.
I would.
So with that, we can move on to our next match. It's Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker. This was the match that was cut short for time.
It was what was here of a match was a really good match, and the story being told was good.
Made Braun look like a beast.
It just came off weird to me that after the length that the last match went at Money in the Bank, and how good Sami Zayn has been, and then being on the stage that you're on, this is bigger than Money in the Bank, so you expect a more epic match. And they kept talking on commentary about how good Sami Zayn is, and then the match was over so fast that I was like, oh, okay, that's the only thing I was like, a little bit not understanding.
But in the end, the match is over quick, and Braun pretty much squashes Sami Zayn.
But that's fair.
It's good though. I'm good with this. I'm good with this title change. Sami Zayn just elevated Braun Breaker to a level higher. You know what I mean?
Now let him go on a little run here. Give him a faction called the Doghouse or the Dog Pound, and have
not
them
with Baron Corbin. I hope
no, and have them just be like, make it so that even though he's already so dominant, Braun Breaker, he also just can't lose any matches because they'll always get in the way if he does.
I can deal with that. We'll go into our next match. We have Logan Paul coming out to the ring with Machine Gun Kelly defending the United States Championship against LA.
Wicked match.
This was a fantastic match.
This might have been match of the night.
I could agree with that because this was fantastic.
I just don't like the ringside shenanigans of Logan Paul because it's just like,
it's the same thing.
Look, two little derpies got pulled over the thing. Like, who cares about those little derps? Fucking just move on. Like how did that affect the story at all?
Yeah.
That he pulled two people into the ringside.
It distracted the ref, so this way he can get the brass knuckles from Machine Gun.
But them being pulled over, the ref didn't even go attend to them.
No.
So them getting pulled over did nothing because
Machine Gun Kelly
ended up
It's the ref that pulled LA Knight away, so he didn't beat them down.
No, whatever. They didn't even have the brass knuckles. Machine Gun Kelly had the brass knuckles.
Yeah. And this for me, this is where the show really started to pick up speed.
Like they did speed, yeah.
No. But no, it was it's good to see like Logan Paul, like as much of a dirtbag human being that he is, like he was good in this match, did what he had to do. LA Knight, like we've always seen the potential in LA Knight, and it's about time with LA Knight that they pull the trigger. The only thing is I feel this might be a little too late with LA Knight. That momentum he had
about that. The
momentum he had around Mania is kind of gone.
But I think this is like a rebuild of it from now. If you can put him in some proper feuds and have him win. Because I don't know what you do with him because he can't win a world title right now, given circumstances. But
yeah, which we'll talk about later in the show.
Yeah, I'm not upset. I thought this was a really good match.
Yeah, and LA Knight is your new United States champion, which makes sense. Logan Paul was not really a full-time competitor anyway, so
Mhm.
at least now LA Knight, he's good on the mic. He has a belt around his waist. You're going to get some good promos. You're going to get some good matches, and maybe he'll elevate the belt a little bit.
I've now decided,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, that in WWE that my favorite wrestler is LA Knight.
Okay.
I've just came to that conclusion because when I went to the live show, people kept asking me like, "Who are you here to see? Who's your favorite guy?" And I was like, "I don't really have a favorite guy in WWE. Like, I don't really care."
So officially, well, you hear it here first, LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, LA Knight is your new United States Championship. Hopefully, this is big things for him. With that, our next match of the night is Nia Jax and Bailey for the WWE Women's Championship. This
A
was
far,
bad.
no, it was a far better match than I expected.
Okay, Nia Jax was bad,
Nia Jax was the best Nia Jax has ever been, and
which
that's not a
again
lot.
doesn't say much.
I know, but it's still you. When I'm gonna score this, it's gonna be I'm gonna give it a score based on like, did these people improve on what they were doing, right?
Okay.
And I do think she improved. This is my issue that I have. I do, and I mean this as a person saying that I do like her. I don't think in 2024 anybody cares about Bailey anymore. I think
No.
Bailey's WWE career is over, and she's now just entered this like diva phase where you're just exist as a name value and you're no longer. She's like Becky Lynch, where I
Yeah.
know Becky Lynch was still having good matches, but I don't think anyone really cares about Becky Lynch anymore. Like it got to the point where
Yeah.
we had Becky Lynch fatigue, where they kept putting her in every
Yeah.
match.
But Nia Jax, nobody cares for her either.
Yeah, but I think that's because they're telling this story. It's mind
With
you, it's not a
Tiffy.
good story, but it's that's what it is. It's so that eventually Tiffy's gonna turn on her and win the belt.
Okay, yeah. So if you guys didn't get it, Nia Jax is your new champion. There was a great spot with Bailey though, where she picked Nia up and
A
walked and
power
did the
bombed her.
yeah,
And I think the finish was good too. It made Bailey look good. It was like a double
yeah,
power bomb and then a double fucking sit down.
yeah. And we got the tease too with Tiffy coming in, but it was all part of Nia Jax's plan.
Yeah, and it just like I said, I don't mean to take away from Bailey and her good her careers. I just think that even though she holds like name value still, nobody cares about her. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to see Becky Lynch fucking win anything anymore. You had such a wicked fucking thing going
Hmm.
with damage control, and right now damage control is still hot shit.
Yeah.
And without
They're
Bailey, which
they're
tells me
ripping it
that
up on
Bailey
Raw.
wasn't the thing that was making them popular.
Yeah. Bailey, like you said, I think she's entering the second half of her career. And if they do introduce that women's mid card belt, I think Bailey is going to be the first one they give it to make whoever wins it after her elevate that much more
Yeah, I still think it's gonna be Jade Cargill.
on Raw. Bailey on SmackDown.
Oh, there's two mid card belts.
That's from what I understand. From what I
Oh, a
understand,
U.S.
is
and an intercontinental.
yeah. I don't know if that's what they'll call them, but yeah.
Hmm.
And that's I think where Vacour is going to come in.
I think Vacour is gonna win every belt on NXT first.
Yeah. See, that's where I think Julia, because Julia is officially done with Marigold. She said it.
They can both win.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. Anyways, I don't know. It's fine. This match was
Yeah.
fine. I didn't hate it. It was probably the worst match of the night.
Which is not really that bad.
No,
No. To me, the first match was the worst for me, but
no,
that's
you got to
beside the
get
point.
over it.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't care. So with that, we'll go into our next match. And that's already four title matches, and three have already changed hands. So with that, we'll go Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk grudge match. Crowd popped
Okay.
huge.
I overall liked this match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna explain to
It
you.
had shades of Bret Hart, Undertaker,
No,
1997.
it 1000% was that match.
Yeah,
Like I don't
right
know.
down to the chair spot. The only
Literally
difference,
from
yeah,
start to finish, it was choreographed exactly like that match.
Seth Rollins was Shawn Michaels, CM Punk was Bret Hart, and Drew McIntyre was the Undertaker.
Except that, yeah, the victory went the other way. But
Yeah, but it was
there she.
yeah. And that's the whole thing. Like there was like there was this is Punk's first match in like over 10 years, they said, in WWE. Like it was a big event for him. It was what was it what's it called? Rollins. The only thing was Rollins seemed full of himself at the beginning. Like he seemed like he was colluding with Drew McIntyre. Like when they were doing the stuff outside, they were like he's getting the crowd to chant his song and like, yeah, you're playing.
Yeah,
But the thing is, are you a heel? Or are you a face? Or are you a tweener? Like, you can't be doing that. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think they know what to do with him.
The thing is, he can't wrestle right now, right? So they don't want to take him off the show because he's viewership, but they don't want to put him in the ring in case of injury or whatever, like in a full-on match.
Yeah.
Because at one point in the match, Punk does the GTS to Seth, and it looked like the softest GTS I've ever seen.
I mean, he's no Kenta, but the
No,
originator of the move.
nobody's ever, well, just like the Psycho knee. That's Kenta's move too, and Brian stole that.
Hey, but Brian's nice.
Yeah. Brian's
Yeah,
nice.
it's
Like for
it was
someone for you, for example, who's not a CM Punk fan,
yeah, it was fine.
it
It
was
was
fine.
a pretty good match overall.
Yeah.
I've never had the thought that CM Punk was a bad wrestler. He's just not in the category of greatest wrestlers of all time. As a complete package, you might argue that he's somewhere near the top because he can talk, he can create a character,
He
and
has a
like
decent move set.
he has a decent move set, like stuff like that. But I just generally think as a in-ring worker, he's overrated. Like the
Okay,
early
fair
Ring of
enough.
Honor stuff, I'll give you. But like there's nothing throughout his WWE career outside of a one or two matches where I was like, wow, I no wonder everyone says this guy's the best, you
Fair
know?
enough.
But I don't think he's like not a bad worker. I think he's not a good person, genuinely not a good person. And I think that he doesn't have what he used to have at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean he's mid 40s now, right? Late
Yeah.
to early mid 40s.
I'm
So
giving it 3 more matches before he gets hurt again.
okay. But in the end, thanks to the ref bump or whatever you want to call it, Drew McIntyre ends up winning, and the hesitation in Seth Rollins doing the 3 count is
Is
exactly
exactly the same as Shawn Michaels.
except it was the other way around. In that
Yeah.
Undertaker Bret Hart match, Bret Hart ends up winning. And eat right down, CM Punk had the pink and black as well, just like Bret Hart. It's like they knew they were going to do that. But Drew ends up winning this match. So, but this was a really good match. I enjoyed it. With that, we're going to go Gunther and Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was another really good match.
It's the best Damon Priest match I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther is literally Gunther is my favorite wrestler in
I was going to
WWE.
say, yeah,
I take that
Gunther's
back.
bleeding from the chops on the chest. Like,
You know what though? I think he's bleeding because he wears all that jewelry and he got hit by one of those
oh,
things.
on those wristbands that he wears.
Yeah, I don't think that it was like because of chops. Because if anything, then fucking Walter would have blown him apart with some chops.
Oh, he did. You see some like
Yeah.
bad bruising on the chest on Damian Priest later in the match. But like you
Um,
said, this was one of his like Priest's best matches. Like it was just a pure, not so much wrestling, but it was just a fight.
And I think they're gonna. I don't know if they showed it because I didn't really pay attention to much outside of the matches. But I'm sure it's gonna be like, oh, he blames the thing with Dom because it was in his head. And like all this stuff is going on.
Well, no, there's the whole thing with Finn.
Yeah, but the thing with Finn is so stupid to me because
Mm-hmm.
if you really pay attention to it, and I'm not saying stuff hasn't happened, but if you really pay attention to all of it, Damian Priest is making something out of nothing. And it's like a
Yeah.
really weird way to tear a group apart because it's like this guy, it's one of those movies, you know, when you watch a movie
Mm-hmm.
and it's like everything could have just been solved if someone just said something to the other person, but they decide not to and they let everything
Yeah.
get blown out of proportion. That's how this feels.
Yeah. Yeah. In a way, yeah. But then why did Finn help?
Did
Or
he
did he?
help?
Well, yeah. At one point where Damian Priest had the match won, Finn grabbed Gunther's leg and put it on the ropes.
Oh yeah, that's true. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah. Like this is
Yeah,
what
okay,
I'm
but
trying.
I'm just saying. Look, come on. dum-dums.
It
Anywho,
was. So what is
I
there
don't
going to
mind
be
that.
like a new version? Like, is Priest going to form his own group and he's going to battle
No, I think
against
they're just
Finn?
gonna kick Damian Priest out.
Okay. So Dom is still part of the Judgment Day then?
No, it's gonna be Finn, Rhea,
JD.
JD,
No,
and
Rhea's out, kind of out too.
well, we'll find out tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Very
Well,
true.
tonight is
Monday night.
tomorrow.
Yeah, this is coming out on Tuesday. It's a long weekend in Canada this weekend, so we're filming this on the Monday afternoon. So, all right, yeah. But in the end, we do have a new world heavyweight champion. It's about
Yes.
time. Gunther, I hope he goes on a tear with this belt.
If Gunther is not number one on PWI's top
Mm,
100 or 500, whatever it is,
we'll
like
riot.
that's insane.
We're gonna
He set
riot.
the record for Intercontinental belt.
Mhm.
He won King of the Ring
And now
and
he's the world champion.
world champion.
See, but that's the thing. This championship will take effect on the next run of
Isn't it August
and
to August?
it's July to July.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so maybe they'll take this into account, but
No, Cody Rhodes is going to be number one then because they're
oh
so
yeah,
biased.
yeah, Cody Rhodes. And if Stephanie Vacour is not number one on the women's list,
Riot?
yes,
It's probably going to be Rhea Ripley still.
probably. Yeah, so new champ Gunther. I'm happy about this. This is the right decision. Even though Damian Priest did have a little decent run, he's done a few defenses. It was the right time to change the belt. It doesn't
Yeah.
diminish Priest in this.
But now what happens with Gunther?
His first match will probably be with the Miz.
Yeah. I hope it's a squash.
I don't know because I think they might go with Ludwig Kaiser in Germany because that's the next. They're
Yeah, but
doing
I don't think that you're going to let him win.
no. I think that's just going to be like the first match, first defense for Gunther. But we'll go into our main event. Oh, before we do go into our main event, we had a really stupid segment with the Miz and R-Truth.
Yeah, I
Did you
skipped it.
you
I
skipped
saw
it?
it
Okay.
start and I skipped it. So you can
So there
tell
was
everybody.
one thing. R-Truth, I don't know, like he made Miz break character because what happened was Miz says, we're in the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and blah blah blah. And R-Truth goes to Grayson Waller and Theory. He goes, "Oh, you got the rock. You mean that this is the Rock and Roll Express then?" Right? And he goes, "No, this is not the Rock and Roll." Yeah, he goes, "Ricky Morton, and Robert Gibson. He just got his eye fixed."
Oh my God.
And Miz is like literally, he went like this. It's like it's Robert Gibson. He just got his eye fixed.
That's so good.
So
That's so
you can
good.
always count on R-Truth to have people break their
How many people
character.
do you think got that reference that
I
watched
think I was the only
WWE?
one.
Yeah.
I
You
think I was the only one. I
you're the
was the
only
only one who
person.
probably me and Corey Graves.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we'll go into our main event. Solo Sikoa against Cody Rhodes. It's a long walkout for Cody Rhodes. What were they saying about this is Pharaoh's last show? Like, are they putting his dog down?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Like, oh, this is the last time Pharaoh will be walking out Cody Rhodes to the ring. And I'm like, are they putting the dog down? Is like the dog dying? I feel bad for the dog. Like, I was more concerned
I don't
about the
remember the dog ever walking him out to the ring,
right.
so unless I missed something,
Well, he was there a lot in AEW.
that's not my AEW.
They gave Pharaoh more of exposure than they gave Brandy Rhodes a few months back.
My exposure to Cody Rhodes is randomly watching Stardust when my friends would have
Mhm.
wrestling on, and I was like, "Why are we watching this?" That and then the New Japan stuff. I didn't
Yeah.
really watch him in AEW. I think I caught his last match before he left to go to WWE, and
Yeah,
that's it.
because we started doing the reviews right when he was about to leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Who was the last match against?
I can't even remember.
Was it
Timmy's on it.
Darby Allin?
Unless it was for the belt. Was it MJF?
Mhm. Was it the Dustin match?
It was a ladder match against Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, okay, Sammy Guevara.
with Sammy Guevara for the belt. And if he lost the TBS, then he'd never be able to go for it again. And that was stupid. But okay, as he's walking out, who should return but Arn Anderson?
Yeah,
We
Arn Anderson.
we knew
And
his contract was up, and
so
I'm hoping that Brock is not too far behind. Maybe we
this
can
is
get our
a good gauge though of where
Mhm.
we are now. Arn Anderson shows up.
No guns this time.
11,000 of the 50,000 people in attendance knew who Arn Anderson was.
Hmm.
So like good for them. There's a little conversation. You're like, okay, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Then he walks a little bit more. Sapphire is
Hmm.
there.
Yes.
Nobody knew who that was.
Yep.
Zero people in the crowd
Zero
made a noise
people.
for her.
She's the one who gives Cody. Sapphire is the one who gives Cody the jacket.
And to me, that was like a meaningful moment too. And the fact that like nobody even was like,
Notice
huh?
that. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when Sapphire gave him the jacket, it's like when Sapphire used to give Dusty the robe.
Yeah. There's listen, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I don't have some good fun moments with Cody
Right.
Rhodes, okay?
Right.
But yeah, the Arn Anderson thing, I hope Brock Anderson comes. I hope he works with Lexi
Lexus
fuck
King.
it, Lexi Pantera, whatever that
Lexus
stripper's
Pantera.
name is on Instagram. Um,
And that was not Sapphire.
no?
Sapphire died in 1996.
So who was that?
I have no idea. Maybe she's just a tailor. Sorry, Timmy, breaking news.
Hey, Timmy broke the news and made me look stupid, but it happened so fast. I was like, oh, that must be Sapphire.
Right. I thought so too, but Timmy looked it up and like, nope.
Who's the lady? We need to figure this out.
She's just a wardrobes lady, Timmy.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
But why?
She's the tailor.
No, shout out to Sapphire though.
Shout out to
She's doing
Sapphire.
big
She
things.
was
Zero people knew who the wardrobe lady was.
yes, including ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, well, I knew it was a lady of the night. Um,
But yeah, so we go into the ring. He comes out with his helmet, mask, whatever you want to call it. Crowd is
that
super
mask is
hot,
really bad, by the way.
like terrible bad.
Yeah, like terrible bad. Like it's so oversized and it makes him
Yeah.
look like he has a bobblehead. It
My
doesn't look
thing,
cool.
one thing I did notice, Cody is probably the biggest natural baby face, like pure baby face, since the Hogan era. I don't think I've seen a crowd this big into a baby face or how he reacts with the crowd in WWF/E since Hogan.
I will allow you to have what you said for the simple fact that during the Hogan era was when also Ultimate Warrior existed. So because you said that, I will allow it because I think Ultimate Warrior was also just immediately like everybody's favorite, even though he
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah. And watch some of Hogan's stuff in Japan, man. That was something special.
Yeah, Japan Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. Terrible movie.
You don't really have a choice in Japan. You either work or you get beat up.
Or you
So
get
you
beat
don't
up,
really
yeah.
have a choice.
But so after about 20 minutes, we finally get the match start. Solo and Cody actually started off pretty good in this. I'm surprised that Solo.
I don't think the match, even as a whole, is bad. I think that
It's not the best match on the card. It's a typical Cody match.
It is, and it's getting to the point for me where we're gonna talk about this tomorrow, for sure. But there's no evolution
to the character
to Cody at all. He proved himself in Japan. And then just did it again, the same thing in AEW, and now he's just doing it again, the same thing here. And I'm really tired of watching these matches where it's the same exact in-ring story every single time with no deviation, like exactly
comes
the
back
same.
From
a group of people beat the crap out of him, but somehow he doesn't lose the match.
The adversity, standing up to adversity, and like, yeah. So as the match goes on, like as far as in terms before that, like I said it too, it's like we're about 50 minutes in and there's no shenanigans yet. Like they were just going with each other, which I enjoyed. Like they were telling the story about how Solo had Cody scouted and he knew what moves were coming, and this they were telling a good story. And shout out to Cole and Graves. To hell with Pat McAfee, but Cole and Graves were on point for the commentary for this match.
Yeah, they've been good for a while.
Yeah.
As a general, like visual, like altogether, like production value of the
Mhm.
show, it was very good. It was very well managed. I'm not a big fan of arena. I mean, of sorry, of like big
Football stadiums.
stadium things, because it takes me out of it. It doesn't, it feels overly produced, and it
Hmm.
kind of pulls me out of the vibe. You don't get the same crowd like situation unless it's like
Yeah.
in Europe in a stadium like that, right? Like the American crowd is just like audible, inaudible noise,
Yeah.
just loud background
Background
noise.
noise. We'll see what's going to happen later this month at Bash at Berlin.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be wild.
And with Gunther as champ, like they're going to go absolutely crazy.
They're gonna be like, "I'm the Schneif, Ryan, Schneif." That's right. That's an American national
Exactly.
anthem in German.
Yes.
But yeah, this match was fine.
Yeah. It
No,
was
I keep saying
good.
fine. It was good,
Yeah.
and I I enjoyed what they did. It's just I'm really tired of the Cody
Yeah. The
Rhodes
same
right now.
storytelling.
I'm so tired of Cody Rhodes already that it's like he beat my Roman Reigns fatigue by like half the time. I'm
Yeah.
already so fucking tired of it.
But yeah. Well, as we continue in the
Stop
match,
telling this storyline. No more
yes,
bloodline. Just
I'm
go
done with the
away.
blood. So we get Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa. They come in, they beat the shit out of Cody. The one thing that I really did not like, the entrance to the ring is so long that they're just standing in the ring waiting for Kevin Owens to come to the ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, so it's funny that you mentioned the
And the
exact same
same thing
thing.
with Randy Orton. And Randy Orton's not even running to the ring. Like, at least with KO, he's trying to run to the ring. He's gassed halfway through, but he
No,
made it.
I genuinely think what happened is the the Randy Ortonness of Randy Orton came out. He came out and heard the cheers, and he's like, "Oh, I just want to soak this in because I'm the fucking biggest star in the world." And then realized, "Oh
Yeah.
shit, I have to run to the ring." And then he kind of like started walking, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, I really gotta run." And he started
Yeah.
like, he just
Because
fucking took
the
off.
Tonga and Loa are standing there like two derps.
Yeah, it was
But the thing
that
is,
I thought that was weird.
why are you doing that to get their pops? Because when Tongaloa and Tamatanga interfered in the match, they didn't get music. They just showed up.
Yeah, they are doing it to get pops because I would have had them come out through the crowd. I would have
Yeah.
had them ready to go right there.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I don't understand. And like you said, Randy Orton is like taking his time, soaking it in. It's like, oh shit, I gotta get to the ring. Like, and the Tongas are standing there like a couple derps, but they did call them Gorillas of Destiny though.
Yeah.
And I
So
popped a
maybe we're
little
gonna
bit.
get that.
I
We got
popped a
the
little bit
stupid
for that.
table spot again.
Mm-hmm.
So tired of the table spot. Please do something
Which one?
original.
The Fatu spot?
The Fatu spot, and the table broke this time. By the way, in the LA Night match, the table didn't break,
No.
and we got a chant of like "Holy shit" in the background, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "What is holy shit about this?" Because the breakaway table didn't break away.
At least we didn't get the barricade spot.
That's true. But the table spot is overused. Use an actual
Apparently,
table.
Fatu, I think, broke his foot or his
Oh,
leg or
he looked
something.
like he was hurt. It's one
Yeah.
of the first times where I will actually give WWE credit for not cutting away from it right away.
Yeah.
Because he was screaming like a bitch. And I don't
Yeah.
mean that to call him insult him. I mean like
No,
he was
because
just
he could kick my ass
screaming.
7 weeks from Sunday. But
He was fucking just screaming. You could see, and
yes.
then he realized, oh shit, I got it. He's like, get him, because
Yeah.
he's like realized. You see him? He threw the chairs. That was out
That
of
was not,
pain.
yeah, that was out of pain and frustration, not out of like,
I think he was genuinely upset because he realized I was about to move up, and I blew my whole shot now.
yeah. Well, guess who's taking a spot now? Hikaleo, but he doesn't
Yeah,
show up though.
yeah.
But who does show up though to save Cody Rhodes? Surprisingly, the tribal chief returns
Yeah, some guy who used to have the title for a really long time,
for
very
like
not good,
4,000 days or
very
something like that.
mediocre wrestler.
Yeah,
Um, this is my issue with it.
The crowd did pop huge
Of
for
course
that
they
though.
pop. They don't know any better. Okay, like
True.
let's not judge them. Um, it's too soon.
To bring him back.
I would have let people starve for this until like Survivor Series or
Hmm.
till Mania, or to the Rumble. Sorry.
I would see this. I think something's happening with Survivor Series. I think we're getting a bloodline versus Cody and Roman Reigns. They're going to get Roman Reigns to like sit on the fence, and then he'll join Cody on one
It's
condition.
still too soon for me.
No, but I'm saying if Roman joins Cody, it has to be on one condition. He gets his rematch.
Okay, but then it's still to me is like
A year
in
is too soon.
WWE terms, that's a face and a face by that point. Number two, it's how did this guy who was the ultimate villain for years just
Hmm.
suddenly change sides? He was gone for like a month and came back and was like, cool, I'm gonna change sides now.
I think the reason being is because he's still the tribal chief.
Yeah, but that's
Solo's,
not that's irrelevant to the point. You're not gonna you would attack them backstage, not to help Cody Rhodes win. Why are you trying to help Cody Rhodes
yeah,
win?
yeah. And for someone who calls himself main event, where's Jey Uso?
People were calling for him too in the
Yeah,
crowd.
there was a lot of yeet chants, but I think we're getting a Jimmy and Jay reunion soon.
The JJs,
Yeah,
they're gonna win the titles.
who's the champs right now on Raw?
Skibbity toilet.
Oh, Finn and Skibbity Toilet. Finn and JD McDonough.
I didn't even know who either one of the
Yeah,
tag champions are. Who's the tag champions on the other show?
Patu and Tama Tonga.
Oh, no way.
They beat DIY on Friday
So instead of having Tom, the Girls of Destiny, that's
because
fucked.
what's his name? Tongaloa still got the eye patch,
Yeah, but this was his chance to pad his all-time their tag team.
which I think this is going to be a free world rules. So instead of giving up the belts, it's going to be Loa and Tonga defending the belts.
And this little Wikipedia pad.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, other than that, good show overall. Little long
I
for
don't
only
care. I want 7 matches
right, but
every
not in
time.
5 hours though. If you're giving me a 5 hour show, give me 10 matches.
Okay, but that's where we get the bonus of a Ring of Honor, AEW, whatever is
Yeah,
like their promos are just like you cut the promo, the match starts, or
yeah.
the match starts right away. There's no commercials and like Slim Jim commercials. By the way, I
Hmm.
really like that Slim Jim commercial. Um,
Which one? The
the one
LA?
with LA Knight and Bianca Belair, and it has like the cuts of Macho Man.
Yeah, it's a good commercial. Oh, let's talk about. Did you skip through the segment with the body shaver, the Manscaped body?
No, but they did talk about it, and it was really awkward.
Yes. Otis is just like shaving his body with this, like, it's like, no, don't need to see that. Don't need to see that, please. And he's just going, oh, yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, that's what Apollo Crews is reduced to.
yeah,
So all in all, I thought this was a decent show. WWE has had decent shows all year. I'll go first on this one. I'm giving this a 7-8.
I'm gonna give this a 7-9. I think except for like realistically the Nia Jax match, which I still didn't
Yeah.
hate because I get what they're going for.
And I
I
didn't
was
like the live match, so I lost the point there. But yeah,
seven 7 matches is what I want. If you want to do the arena shows as 6 and the stadiums as 7 or 8, I can totally live with that. But
yeah,
5 matches is not enough. I'm not getting
no,
my money's worth with 5 matches.
yeah. All in all, this was good. I enjoyed it. This year, WWE, you could see that the direction that they're going is in a good direction, even though some things are a little stale.
It's
It's
you know what it is? As much as we like to talk about earlier in like our viewing of the two of all the companies, I'll say 2 companies because I'm not even like an AEW diehard. I just prefer the wrestling of
yeah,
AEW. I'm definitely all in on Japan, but it's the storytelling is actually not that good in WWE. It's just really streamlined. They know
hmm.
exactly how to tell the story to
It's
make it
well
work.
produced.
Yeah, but then you really, if you pay attention to the stories they're telling, they're not good.
No, like the
They're
Cody
like
story
the
is not
same
good. The Liv
typical
and
nonsense
Dom,
wrestling
yeah,
since WCW, right? This is like the perfect combination of like the Attitude Era, but then 2001 WCW.
yeah.
That's like how they're
Because
like
the whole
telling
feud
stories.
with Logan and LA Knight when he steals his car and like takes it around the city, or when he's in his pool and all that, like
But
that
that's
is
like
typical.
okay.
That's
But
typical
that's
of that
okay.
era storytelling, though.
It's the stuff like
The Liv and
he's my boyfriend.
yeah,
Like this is what women's wrestlers are reduced to in WWE, telling a
yeah,
story of where someone's their boyfriend.
yeah. But anyway, all in all,
A good
decent show.
show.
It was. We're not complaining about it. Give me more of that, and I'll be happy. But with that out of the way, the question, like we always say, the theme of 2024 is: were we entertained? And yes, we were entertained, wholly and fully, completely. So with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have our aforementioned Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor review. And then next week is a bit of a quiet week. So you may get a state, you may get another Mount Rushmore. We haven't done that in quite a while. So tune in next week for that. But with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.